All right, let's go plant some pepper plants. It's Saturday, the 9th. I got my date wrong on one of the other videos I did of March, and it's kind of cool today. So it's gonna warm up the next couple days. So we're gonna go out and put these pepper plants in the ground so we can see what we got left and what we're gonna keep and what we're gonna give away as far as the seedlings go. So let's just take a look here, and then we'll get planting. So I emptied out my truck this morning of all the compost and I put it on the tarp right there. That's what I've got left, plus what's in that wheelbarrow. So this is mushroom compost with chicken manure. And I'm not sure how long it's been fermenting or whatever you want to call it, but I want to be careful when I plant these plants to not put any in the holes where it would touch the roots or even be watered in close to them, at least for the next couple of weeks. So I'm going to move it away from my planting holes. This is the area I'm going to plant. These are my tomato plants that I have left over. I think I'm going to put them out by the street and try to give them away rather than just destroying them. That's some of them, and then there's more over here. Oh, I'm living dangerously. I had these cucumbers uncovered this morning, but it doesn't look like the wren has come out and pecked on any of them. So that's good. Okay, we're gonna get started in a minute, and just wanna just kind of go through and show you what the growth is. These tomato plants are growing like wildfire. That's another thing too. I want to pull some of that. I had second thoughts after I put this compost in here about having it so close to the plant. So what I'm going to do is, before I water them, I'm going to pull it away a little bit so that I don't burn any of these plants, because after all the work I've done, it's actually kind of easy to make a stupid mistake when you're gardening. I've done it a lot. So yeah, this is where we're going to be planting our peppers in raised bed number 2 here, and raised bed number 3. So I'll have to space them out. I'm going to get a chair to sit in while I'm doing it and get going on it. I think I'll do a time lapse while I'm doing it. So yeah, you can watch a little bit, but I'm not a gardening expert that needs to do a demo for anybody. I learn as I go, and that's about that. Turns out my little tiny tripod is not going to hold up because it's windy out, so I'll just have to do a before and after here. These are the plants that I'm going to plant, and that's about what the placement's going to be for them. I have see, we've got banana peppers, and in this bed we've got banana peppers, Big Jim's, which is like a New Mexico pepper, and forget the other one. Oh yeah, bell peppers. So these are the, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pepper plants we're going to stick in here, and then we're going to work on that bed over there. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to use some of this organic fertilizer that I have in here, in this bucket, and basically I'm going to move the compost away from the planting hole, and then I'm going to put some of that in the bottom of the hole and in the backfill dirt, probably about a handful per plant. It's not exact science, but this is pretty low intensity 323 organic granular fertilizer, and it works pretty good because my other plants are doing quite well with it, and that's what I did on those. So, that'll be in the planting hole and in the backfill hole, and then it'll get watered in after I'm done. Okay, so there's 7 peppers planted, and may notice that there's some small ones here that are clear, but I put a little guard around each plant when I plant seedlings because we have cutworms here. And it's really disappointing when you grow plants from seed like I did, or buy them for that matter, and you put them in the ground and the next day you come out and there's a little stub sticking out of the ground and your plant's laying sideways because cutworms just come along and they do exactly what it sounds like they do. They cut the plant in half and then they just keep on trucking. So if you put these little collars around them like I have here, the cutworms will bump into them and they won't try to crawl over them. They just bump into them and they go the other way. I guess they smell the plants or whatever. So anyway, there's 3 bell peppers, 2 banana peppers, and 2 New Mexico chilies planted. Those New Mexico chilies are called Big Jim. Still trying to think of the name of that town that they name them after, but I'll think of it sooner or later. And now we need to move down to this bed, and this is what I make my little, there's just pop bottles, and I cut them up. I can get 2 out of each one, and then the finished product looks like this. And then after I plant the plant, I just slip that down over the plant, and that protects them. And stick it into, you got to stick it into the soil a little bit. So over here we've got, down in the end there's an eggplant, and then there's 3 ancho chili plants, which those are the ones you make stuffed peppers out of, and these are Pasio, Pasio, P-A-S-I-L-L-O, B-E-J-I-O, Bajío, which is a Mexican chili. I understand they make mole out of them. I planted 5 seeds and I only ended up with 2 plants, so these are the 2 plants. I don't know how big the plants get or anything, but most pepper package some will say to plant them 10 to 12 inches apart on smaller peppers like jalapenos and serranos. And some of them, like bananas and bell peppers and those Big Jims, will say to plant them from 12 to 18 inches apart. So that's what I'm going by, the 12 to 18 inches on all of them. And so it's better to have more room than you need than not enough, because if you cram them too close together, they'll fight each other for nutrients and water, and then you may not get any fruit at all. So I'm trying to make sure I give these the best start I can. The philosophy that I've heard is you don't really make a plant grow. You allow it to fulfill its genetic destiny by providing it a place where it can do that. And that's all I'm trying to do. So anyway, I've got those 6 plants to put in. And then over here in these pots, I've got serrano peppers and jalapenos that I'm going to plant. So I'll show you the after of this too when I'm done. Thanks for watching. Check out my score at Harbor Freight. They opened a Harbor Freight in San Marcos, which is awesome. Got this upside down. Anyway, so I went and bought these. Have I got it upside? No, now I've got it upside down. Okay, so I went and bought these at Harbor Freight. It was $13.99. That's full price on them. They weren't even on sale. But you get all 3 of those, and these are really good quality tools. Amazing for $13.99. If you go to Lowe's or Home Depot or something like that, you'll pay that much just for one of these tools. So glad they opened a Harbor Freight in San Marcos. I'll probably be a regular customer there. I already bought several other things there too. So they work good. All right, so there you have it. let's see, we put 7 plants in here. 3 bells and 2 bananas and 2 big gems, which are the New Mexico peppers. And then over here we put the Mexican mole peppers in there, Paseo Bajío, I guess is how you say that, and 3 ancho chilies, which are the big stuffing chilies. Hopefully we'll get a lot of those. I like those. And there's a Casper eggplant, which is those long, skinny white ones. I've never grown before, but anyway, it's almost nap time, so I'm not going to plant the rest of these today. Those will be easy plant tomorrow. So I did my best to keep the compost away from the plants, and I didn't water the compost, so I'm not going to water that compost in. I'm going to just let it sit and use it kind of as a mulch, because I'm afraid if I water in it, there'll be so much urea in there that it'll burn or maybe even kill the plants. So yeah, there you go. There's a couple more of those eggplants. I'm going to try to find a place to put 1 or 2 of those, so we'll see what happens. There's all my leftovers over here, so probably tomorrow I'm going to put a table out by the road and put those on it. I mean, look how big they are. Some of these plants are 18 inches tall. They're just growing like a weed. Thanks to probably a couple shots of Jack's Classic fertilizer I gave them as they were coming up. But they're growing like crazy. You can kind of get an idea how the shade cloth works. You can see right here the difference between the ground, where the sun's hitting it here compared to over there where it's not, where it's going through the shade cloth. This is 50% shade cloth, and it's what some people use, the black shade cloth, but I like the white stuff because what it does is it blocks the sun a little bit, but it also disperses the sun's rays evenly, and plants like that. These plants look pretty happy to me. They've been under that all day. So my other shade cloth that's going to cover the rest of this garden down here is going to be here today. It might even be here now. I don't know, but I'll check. It's Saturday, March 9th, and things are looking promising in the garden. So that's it for today. Just thought I'd share that, and thanks for watching.